fight scenes. They are in every action movie and they are amazing. But I get that not every fight scene is well made. But here's an example. I like Star Wars. The story is good, the characters fine, but the number one reason that can pull me back, voice joke, is the choreographed lightsaber fights. But don't think I'm talking about this. I'm talking about these.
I'm from the dirty V2 where you cannot cross. I shot the bitch up in you when you walked across. I pushed the pump back in your homie, take a loss. I'm the light and y'all up in my shit like moss.
The combination of sword fighting and martial art is god tier. So that got me thinking, how hard is it to make a sword fight in Blender? Well, I have never done anything like this before, but it's something new and something I want you to tag along with. The first step is to go over to your computer and close Blender. Yes, shut it off. You don't need it right now. Instead, I want you to grab a piece of paper. Yes, you heard me. Grab a piece of paper. It's storyboard time. This is a storyboard that's just the prototype of the prototype. You need to make it very simple. Don't overdo it. Just make stick figures, but get that feeling of what you want in the animation down on the paper. So this is my storyboard. I want two characters with a sword each. The camera is going to start behind the first person. The camera is going to cut to a wide shot where the two of them run against each other. In the third shot, they're going to clash 1 to 2 times. After the transition is going to go to the fourth shot where the person who is closest to the camera, you can say our main guy, is going to block the other person's overswing. After that, our main guy is going to do a slice on the left and cut the stomach of the second guy. After that, he's quickly going to turn around and do a side kick. You can say it's more like a roundhouse kick, but I want him to hit the other guy in the chest. If the storyboard matches what you originally thought in your head, you can then make a more detailed storyboard. This is the setup. You can say it's not really the most complicated setup, but I think it will look great on a 10 to 12 second animation. But why is a storyboard important? Let's say you already now have an amazing script for the fight scene in your head. You excitedly go to the boss and explain it with the best words and keywords and all that. But your boss just looks at you while nodding and just thinking, what are you talking about? You go to your editor and he tries to do it, but he ends up with a different result because that's what he interpreted out of what you explained. Can you see how this can go wrong? Therefore, a storyboard is a great way to make sure that all the people involved in the project is on the same page and they understand how it's supposed to go. With the storyboard done, we can now open up Blender. First of all, we need some characters to animate. That's why we need to go to a site called Mixamo and grab some characters. On Mixamo, you can find characters and animations you can download and import in Blender. With an Adobe account, it's completely free. There's no membership. And before you leave a comment, yes, I get you can make your own models and your own animations. But this just looks 10 times better and it's free, so why not use it? Download the characters and import them into Blender. Do the same for the animation. But here comes the tricky part. When you import an animation from Mixamo, it will import the animation on a separate character into Blender. That's why you need to choose the character with the animation and make the animation into an NLA strip. To do that, you need to go to the action editor, then highlight the animation, give it a name so you remember what it does, and then click on the button that says push down. After that, you can choose the main character and choose the animation. Now in the NLA editor, you can actually get some cool results if you blend the two animations together. That means the character will transition from one animation to the second in a fluid motion. Use auto blend in and out for the best transitions. But this is where I ran into another unexpected problem. Now, because the animations from Mixamo were already presets, I couldn't add any inverse kinematics to the bones. You can see here, because the inverse kinematics bones aren't a part of the animation doesn't really know what to do with the inverse kinematics, and because it's tracking to it, it just looks weird. So I decided to split the fight into 2 scenes. The first scene using mostly Mixamo animations, and the second one I could use inverse kinematics to make that close sword fighting. This is the power of inverse kinematics. To make the surroundings, I jumped on Blender Kit to find some trees and a bridge. I used a displacement modifier to make some mountains and a particle system to make grass, a sky texture to make sunlight, and then added some lamps to light everything up. The last thing I did was to add some depth of field to the character by a cube that was tracked to it. I rendered out the animation, added some sound effect to make it realistic, and here is the final result.